So, Wolf, let's get to it. Where the rubber meets the road. What is going to happen in the 150th Kentucky Derby?
I think first of all, you're going to see a very hot pace being set, and it's going to fall to a horse that picks up the pieces. And for the third year in a row, I'm going with the Japanese horse to win it. Yeah, I know. Dude, I didn't want to. I really did not want to be on this horse, but the win of the UAE Derby was impressive. And from a thoroughgraph standpoint, which I look at these on the big weekends because it's a figure that kind of levelizes all the other figures that are being thrown at me. And if you look at it, there are two horses that are actually fast enough to compete with Fierceness. And one of them is Forever Young at 10-1. I don't think you can mess around and just, try to play the trifecta or exacta or anything. Like bet the horse to win. Like definitely do that first. Always play the old pick one, as I like to call it. And then I'm going to play an exacta, and I'm going to use another horse that actually, since Naira has their $25 bet promotion going for a free bet for the Derby, I've got a free bet here with the other horse I'm going to use on top in the exacta, and that's the number 6 Just Steal at 20-1.
Oh.
With these free bets, you can either pound chalk, or you can try to hit something big at a price, and if you missed it, then you never had it anyway. So I think Just Steal matches the run style of Sierra Leone, and I think that this one will stretch out really well, and this distance really kind of smacks it right in between the eyes. Ran second last out to Muth in the Arkansas Derby, who's ineligible because it's the Bob Baffert horse. No. And honestly, if he was in this race, he'd likely be, if not the morning line favorite, the second choice here. And I don't think he's chasing anything close to Muth, especially if Fierceness doesn't perform. So with the $25 free bet, take a swing at Just Steal at 20-1. The exact I'm going to play, I'm going to use those two horses, Forever Young and Just Steal, and I'm going to put them in first place. So Just Steal, Forever Young. And then in second place, I'm going to use Sierra Leone, Just Steal, and Forever Young, because I do think that Sierra Leone will be in the mix late.
All right.
Oh man, so much to break down here, Ryan.
So, I was going to bring up Just Steal, unrelated to Chase, loving it, because a friend of the program, Justin Steele.
Oh yes,
and I saw the name, and it made me think of that. So that I will say that the 6 was already on my card, as I was going to ask a question about maybe a long shot. So I'm very excited. Also would like to comment, Naira sounds like an exotic lady companion. When Chase said that, I perked up and I'm like, who's this Naira? Oh
yes.
We need to adopt that pronunciation there.
Naira.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to hear what Malcolm has to say here, because I will say, in the, again, amateur real life horseman becoming expert digital horseman, I am kind of it does seem like this the chalk horse here is fucking good. And don't watch the Florida Derby if you want to bet on long shot. Whatever you do, don't watch the Florida Derby. Sean, it would be like, if imagine you lined up next to peak Michael Johnson to run a 400, and you look like you're running as fast as you can, and you're like 20 yards behind him, and he's just like casually, just like, power walking.
Like that's gold shoes, Michael Johnson, or like current day Michael Johnson.
Gold shoe, like the one that was probably taking steroids, but didn't get caught, or did get caught, didn't get caught. I forget. Anyway, I want to hear what Malcolm has to say.
Yeah, Malcolm, what do we like?
Well, yeah, part of the reason I put Fierceness in was also to give the other side of the story, because I knew Chase was going to fade him, and that is the story of this derby. It's, do you want Fierceness or do you want to go elsewhere? There is a horse I really like, and actually, if Fierceness doesn't win, I don't mind. Actually, when Chase said that it's quite a short price, it's 5-2. So if you wanted to back two horses, and I would happily take the 6-4 that Fierceness wins and just blow one unit somewhere else. It's not a bad strategy, because when that's 6 lengths clear coming down the stretch, you're going to be in profit. But if that doesn't win, then I think the horse is coming from the back is where I want to be. And I love the number 7, Honor Marie. Currently trading at 20-1. Has wins at this track. Horses for courses. It's a saying for a reason. Finished second in the Louisiana Derby. but did improve a huge amount between its last 2 starts. Now, if it can show somewhere near that level of improvement, it's been working really well this week. I like the jockey, Irish kid, came across from this country called Ben Curtis. So I really like Honor Marie to chase home Fierceness. The other couple I had written down were Catching Freedom, a horse that Chase has already mentioned. And I like the number 15 Domestic Product, 25 to 1 shot. It's bred for speed, but it's actually bucking that trend at the moment. And it looks like it wants a little bit further. The form's really, really messy, which is why it's 25 to 1. But you can take positives out of just about all of his runs. So I think he's got a chance. So my place would be the 17. In fact, 17 is now 16. No, still 17. The reserve goes 21, doesn't it? So 17 Fierceness. I can still see some 3 to 1 here, which I think is a great price.
Yeah.
For the exacta, put in number 7, Honor Marie. And then for the TriCast, number 4, Catching Freedom. And number 15, Domestic Product, in with the other 2.
Love it, Ryan. I think I've put together a good formula.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah. All right. So,
are we taking the chalk?
I think this is, maybe I'll do something.
What's going on?
Some boxing, but this is my plan. I'm going to take my $25 free bet from Naira. Shout out to Naira.
Hello, Naira. How much? Oh,
$25 free bet.
Oh,
I'm going to put it on a horse we haven't discussed here yet, but West Saratoga.
Oh, interesting.
Very great narrative. The trainer, hard luck story, $11,000 horse. I mean, they're already writing the Disney movie about West Saratoga. So I'm going to use my $25 free bet. Chase, I saw you shaking your head. Give me a good reason why Saratoga might pull this off at 50 to 1 right now.
I was actually I was enjoying the face that Ryan was making, because I could tell that he just hated that pick. But let me see if I can make a case for West Saratoga. I mean, it ran well in the Jeff Ruby Stakes, the JR Stakes, the JRS Square Jeff Ruby Stakes at Turfway Park. And I also really like horses that are coming off of all weather, the synthetic track, and running back on their natural surface again. I think they get a little pop in performance. So that pop maybe carries West Saratoga to the finish line. I sure hope for you. Great
cap. Love it. And then I'm going to pull some of the favorites from Malcolm and Chase. I think
wow, okay.
So West Saratoga to win using the free bet there. So that's not even counting against my bankroll. And then
that's good.
I'm just going to bet on 3 horses to win. Just Steel, Honor Marie, and Fierceness. Fierceness being the one that'll probably cover any losses.
Be a proper horse. Say numbers too with the horse names.
Okay.
You're not some lady at the window confused at what she's doing.
Horse number 6 to win.
Okay.
6 to win. Then we got horse 13, Lucky 13, West Saratoga is of course 50 to 1. And then you got the good old Honor Marie, aka 7, Lucky 7, 20 to 1, Fierceness, and Just Steel. Just Steel is of course horse 6. So 6, 7, 13, and then 17 is Fierceness. You're
like Colby with UFL teams. You got half the race.
Well, what's the free bet? And then the other 3, it's just your typical 1 unit play. If it ends up going chalky, like Malcolm said, I still feel like I have a profit.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple long shots to keep myself interested.
All right. So here's so coming into the situation, now that I'm a digital horseman, I did pull up the data, because it's very useful to look at how the horses are running, and specifically the splits. And you can very easily tell when there's a different class. And so Fierceness is on the card. I'm playing Fierceness to win. I don't think I'm not sure, as I dive deeper into place and show pools, I'm not sure there's value in win place showing it, but win Fierceness. Yes. I also agree with Chase. The only horse that seems to have the type of speed that if the race that Fierceness wants to run is run, potentially is this Japanese horse. And as I've learned more about Japanese breeding, I think we're going to be talking more and more about these Japanese horses winning Kentucky Derbies, because they are taking what the hillbillies of Kentucky figured out and enhancing it like a motherfucker. It's Toyota, but with horses fucking. So Forever Young is also, I assume Yeah, so Forever Young is definitely the faster of the Japanese horses too. So there's another one right next to it. So 11 is also on the card. So we're going to start with 17 and 11. So what I've learned again in studying more of these races is that when dominant horses that have tremendous speed lose, it's because they didn't use enough of it and they get caught from behind. So now I marry what Malcolm said about someone I think he believes said coming from the back, which potentially a soundbite. Probably not as good as your CJ came into me earlier in the show that hopefully Josh has already clipped for me. So we're gonna add in the 7 horse Honor Marie, who by the way Ribble Farms LLC trainer Whip Beckman, huge fan. See just a couple nuggets there and all of a sudden I'm on the inside. And then so that's 17, 11 and 7. 11 will also be a win play show. So 17 to win, 11 win play show. 7 gets thrown in to the try box with those 2 horses. I'm also going to win play show it just in case. And then Justin Steele, aka Just Steele, long shot. That can be my $25 free bet.
Wow.
I'll copy the free bet.
So many winners.
I assume everything's been transcribed and we'll be putting out a graphic. So don't worry about crashing your car to write all this down.